Understanding these core motivations takes more than insight. It takes a team to transform that AI understanding into action. Remember, transformation, AI transformation, is about taking our old software habits and updating them with what AI can do with us. And David's approach to building these teams reveals something unexpected. When you're building something that matters, the foundation isn't just your idea, it's your team. David spent 9 months in India, not over a decade, not because it was trendy, but because he understood something fundamental about creating really good teams. People talk about using offshore, he says, but they literally treat it like throwing a ball over a fence and hoping there's somebody else on the other side to catch it. Building in the AI age isn't about location. It's about creating a culture of analytical thinking and creative problem solving and giving people the space to be creative with AI. Well, talk to us about your launch first process and how you because simple's hard to do. Mm-hmm. And with your experience and with your teams, how do you sort of make things look simple, even though there's a lot going on in the background? You know what I'm saying? I mean, how to make it actually working. That's what I mean by simplicity, not just the design, but like the functions.
Right. And it's not simple, right? There's a lot of moving parts, right, that have to coordinate. There's a lot of planning involved, and it comes down to discipline and culture. You basically putting systems in place, getting everybody comfortable with the systems, and continuing to identify patterns that are efficient, putting the systems around those patterns and getting everybody comfortable. Because you want to, and then automating as much of that as possible. Because the whole goal of this is to have predictability and consistency and quality and efficiency, right? Without restricting everybody so that their work, you feel like they're a cog in a machine, because then you lose all the creativity. And so, whether you're documentation or an administrator, or tester, or a developer, or project manager, everybody has to be treated in such a way that everybody's opinion has a lot of respect, and that having an opinion is important. So, like, if I ask somebody, we need this done, I don't want them to say, okay, I'll have that done right away. I want them to come back and say, here's a better way to do it. Or are you sure you want to do that? Maybe we want to wait because of these other factors. And sometimes it gets a little frustrating. I just want my team to do it. But I've built a team where they're very analytical. And so often we'll have a debate about things that are a technical approach or architectural approach, or the order of delivery, or whatever it is. It always benefits the client, always benefits our business by having this kind of a culture in our business.
But you work with some folks in India for many years.
Well, actually, my team is still in India. So, but I made 15 trips to India between 2010 and the pandemic to build my teams in India. People talk about using offshore, but it's like throwing a ball over the fence and hoping there's somebody there to catch it. And that is not how you build an exceptional team, right? You have to basically be part of their culture and acculturate them in your culture. And that's how you build teams. So, it takes a lot of travel and a lot of time changes. I figured I added it up once. I spent 9 months in India during those, 11 years, 10 years. 9 months total time working with my team several times a year on some years. But then we can build, it doesn't matter where they are. Building exceptional team has to do with protocols and discipline and consistency and analytical thinking and, certain traits. And once the team forms right, then they become fiercely defensive about not polluting their team with people that don't fit in the culture. So, yeah. And then they become independent. Then they grow themselves at that point. But to get there, it takes some work.
No, totally. And it's funny that people use the word remote, where what you're outlining is, if you're really going to do, especially working with a team at a level that I get the sense that you're really doing a lot of projects. It's not just seeing them in person, but part of the getting to know their culture knowing how you can adapt and how they can adapt. And basically, what's funny is the last thing you turn when it works, it's not remote. You may not even see those. I know some people in India I haven't even met yet that I know more about than some people I'm really local to. That's an internet thing, but
right. Well, I even created a company in India, Tekyz Tech Private Limited, and my director of development, who started with me as a tester, and she was a clear outlier, just brilliant and never good enough at anything. So she was like, in all of our off hours, just focused on just being better and smarter. And so I just kept pushing her into higher levels of responsibility. And she said, I'm not skilled enough to do that. And I said, well, too bad you're doing it. And I'm here to support you, so don't worry. And she will always rise to the occasion until she finally took over the whole development team. And now she's my partner in that Tekyz Tech. We founded that just last December.